Don't click. करके देख लो। So we will start with our topic today, which is basically organization knowledge. I would say it's a ignored clause when it comes to ISO 9001. Surely it is part of ISO 9001 2015 version under the clause 7.1.6. We will have a look on that. But ISO 30401 provide us a more comprehensive approach in how to gain knowledge, how to manage knowledge, how to learn from our knowledge assets. And in this slide, we want to basically explain what is knowledge. So organization knowledge is a sum of all knowledge contained within an organization that can provide business value. It's quite important that organizations, they learn from their past practices, learn from their past failures, and contain all those assets as an organization knowledge. An organization can perform in much better way if they have repository of the knowledge from their past, from the best practices in the market, from benchmarking practices, benchmarking ourselves with the industry leaders or industry experts, we can gain from them. And these, as we define the knowledge management system, these knowledge can be learned through intellectual property, product knowledge, lessons of failures and success, or conferences. There's few examples to be quoted here. And obviously customer communication, because customer is the source from where we get the most of knowledge when it comes to providing a service to a customer or to deliver a product to the customer. And how we can promote or we can embed the knowledge in our organization is through the effective measures taken by the HR. So we can say that HR is quite responsible when it comes to the management of organization knowledge. HR is the key department or key process because they are the one responsible for in terms of hiring people, assessing their competence when it comes to the job, assessing their capabilities, and to make sure whether when they join the company, they will be capable to adopt the cultures, norms, and knowledge requirements of an organization or of your company. So it will be responsibility of human resource department or owners of the human resource division in each organization when it comes to the management of knowledge. We have few examples when it comes to the repository of the knowledge. It includes documentation of any kind. When we say documentation of any kind, it will be your past records. It will be your defined procedures or policies, or defined parameters or specification of a product. Then we have internal knowledge bases. Internal knowledge bases include lesson learned from the failures or success of the past projects, or where if you are developing a product, lesson learned from there, and including the customer facing knowledge bases, knowledge that we receive from the customer. FAQs, frequently asked questions, again that could be from any of the stakeholders, including our customers, our suppliers, and regulatory requirements. Regulatory requirements are kind of knowledge because we have to learn the requirements and then we have to address the requirements as meant by the defined regulations. Onboarding material of an organization, obviously it's a repository of the knowledge that you want to provide to your new joinee, new employee, to make sure that he will understand the norms of the company, to make sure that they'll comply with the requirement of your procedures, policies, and the knowledge required to do their day-to-day activities more actively. Then some of the organizations, they have training materials evolved, or in some cases, we have seen that in some of the projects, it's required that some of the trainings are mandatory. By which we can say that knowledge is quite important and we should manage our knowledge. So these are few of the examples from where we can gain our knowledge, or what kind of knowledge we have to manage when it comes to the knowledge management system. Here we have quoted the clause 7.1.6 of ISO 9001, which says that the organization shall determine the knowledge necessary for the operations of its processes and to achieve conformity of its product and services. It's very generalized term, but the standard says that we have to make sure that as an organization we contained, or we are having that knowledge which will enable us to meet the requirements of our customer, to meet the product requirement if we are a manufacturing unit. It's not elaborated, but we have to take it in a broader spectrum and consider that it's very important and vital for us as an organization that we should manage our knowledge. As I said earlier, that knowledge is from our past projects, even it's a success or it's a failure, doesn't matter. But we have a lesson learned from there. When it comes to the employee turnovers, each employee possesses a knowledge or a part of knowledge. So we have to make sure that that knowledge has been inherited in the company. What best practices are done by a single employee who joined our company, then he's leaving. Whatever knowledge he contained, we are able to transfer to be utilized in the organization. And here we are saying in this slide as well that the organization knowledge can be based on internal sources, and those, again, some of the examples include intellectual property, knowledge gained from the experience, here experience as a company and experience as an employee being part of a company. So we should have a mechanism in place to capture and share that undocumented knowledge. Most of the organization, they struggle with that. If you take an example, you take an industry expert as part of your organization. Everything was good when he joined the company. His team were following his instructions, but that was his knowledge which was enabling those instructions. The whole success was coming because you take an industry expert who's an expert in his field, and then he is able to utilize that knowledge. But most common problem faced by the organization, once that person leave the organization doesn't have a mechanism or a process or a policy in place that to make sure the knowledge a person have was collected and retained to be utilized by the new personnel who is joining the company. We have to give importance to this aspect, that learned knowledge from any of the source which can be utilized for the improvement and organization, it's very important. And it's a thumb rule principle as well, that knowledge enables the success. And if we see here external sources, how we learn or how we gain the knowledge, that includes standards, academia, conferences, gathering knowledge from customers or external providers. So we can categorize as two types: internal knowledge base and external knowledge base as well. And what standard want us to do, basically to have a mechanism in place that how we will gather the knowledge, how we will retain the knowledge, and how we make sure that retained knowledge is utilized when and where it's required. We have seen through our audits or past practices in the business, since I'm working in the field from few years, which is consisting of couple of decades, that the organization, they neglect this part. They don't have a policy or procedure or mechanism in place how to capture the knowledge and how to utilize the knowledge. Usually it is depending on the people who join the company. If they have a knowledge, okay, they will utilize. But being an organization, it's a difficult situation, or we put ourselves into misery that we don't have a mechanism in place, that we are making sure the knowledge is communicated within all the employees in the organization, or we are not making sure that knowledge a person is having or an organization is having from his past experiences or performances or failures or lesson learned, that it was utilized or it is being utilized. So we have to make sure that we have a mechanism in place how to capture the knowledge, how to retain the knowledge, and make sure it's updated. It's not necessary like if you have a training material which is from last 20 years and you're utilizing the same, it will not make any sense. It will not add any value, because knowledge is something which will be keep on updating. And also when you are making this some kind of policies to deal with the knowledge management, we have to ensure that we have a mechanism in place which will deal with the outdated knowledge as well. How to make sure that we have updated knowledge available within the organization. Now we'll talk about how ISO 30401 2018 defines the knowledge. So as per ISO 301 knowledge management system, knowledge is an intangible organization asset that should be managed, developed, consolidated, retained, shared, adapted, and applied to make effective decisions and take aligned actions, solving problems based on experience of the past and new insight into the future. So I believe this definition is quite clear, and it shows the intentions when it comes to the organization knowledge. We can see how important is that in our day-to-day life. Think of your life itself. How many things you learn being a child, then you become a young person, you have some lesson learned from their past experiences, and based on that you make your decisions on day-to-day basis. Same approach we want to have it when it comes to business. But unluckily, or maybe people are not thinking to have a structured approach when it comes to the knowledge management. It is very important when we talk about the knowledge itself. Personal life, we utilize our past experiences. What lessons we learn in our childhood, what lessons we learn when we become young, what lessons we learned when we join our first job. And that is common question when you go for an interview, being asked, tell me about your past experiences. What that shows, what kind of knowledge you're having, you're retaining, and how you will utilize that knowledge when it comes to doing your job. Same kind of methodology or same techniques we can apply in the business as well. And that is required by a quality management system as well. And ISO 30401 gives us very good structured approach when it comes to the management of knowledge, starting from how to gather the knowledge, how to retain the knowledge, how to acquire the knowledge, how to use the knowledge when it's needed and it's necessary, how to deal with the outdated knowledge. So we can say that ISO 30401 can give us support when we are fulfilling the requirement of ISO 9001, which is 7.1.6 organization knowledge. We are not going into much detail. The purpose of this session is just to tell you the importance of clause 7.1.6 of quality management system, and at the same time just to give you a brief idea about ISO 30401. If you guys are interested in learning more about these standards, you can approach our team and surely they can assist you, because we do have trainings for this standard itself. That could be like awareness trainings, that there's an internal audit training, there are lead auditor or lead implementer trainings available for ISO 30401. So again, now we'll have a look on the purpose of knowledge management. So as per ISO 301, why we need to implement ISO 30401 or why we need to comply with the requirements of ISO 30401, that it support organization to develop a management system that effectively promote and enables value creation through knowledge. And knowledge management is a discipline focused on ways to create and use knowledge. So that's the main purpose of ISO 30401, knowledge management system. That we learn from our past, we utilize those knowledges, manage that knowledge, and then make sure our future will be bright and successful. Meant by that is that we will not repeat our mistakes. We say that when you first time commit something wrong, it's a mistake. Second time, it's a guilt. The same approach goes for knowledge management system. Let's have a look on some of the guiding principles when it comes to knowledge management system. We have around 8 principles when it comes to the knowledge management system, which include nature of knowledge, value, focus, adaptive, shared understanding, environment, culture, and iteratives. If I start talking about nature of knowledge, so knowledge is intangible and complex. It is created by people. People who are part of the organization. People who learn lessons throughout their life and through their professional experiences. Conducting some jobs. Conducting some projects. Value. Knowledge is a key source of value for organization to meet their objective. As we said earlier, that knowledge will enable organization values based on our past experiences. If we have a proper knowledge set available, planning a project, planning a new product will be much easier. It will give us a structured approach how to achieve our objective in relevance to a product, in relevance to a project, or in relevance to a service which we are providing to the clients. Again, third principle is about focus. KM serves organization objectives, strategies, and needs. How you can define an organizational strategy? Where we start? We always start from the past. What happened in the past? Based on the past baselines, we try to set new objectives, part of our long-term business strategies. Again, we use the common terms which are like past experiences, past learnings, but we use the term as knowledge for the same. Fourth principle, we have adaptive. There is no one KM solution that fits our organization with all context. So when it comes to knowledge management system, fourth principle says that each and every organization have to have their own structured approach when it comes to the knowledge management system. There is no set formula, there is no set thumb rule which can say that if we design one formula, it will be applicable or it will be good for all the organizations. Each organization, they have to identify their knowledge assets, and then according to that, they have to define the parameters, the policies to manage the knowledge or have an effective knowledge management system in place. Number 5 is shared understanding. People create their own knowledge by their own understanding of the input they receive, which is, I think, very natural phenomena that if you ask the same question to two people, you will get the different replies because that will be based from their past experiences or the knowledge they contain or the knowledge they have or the knowledge they possess. So each person perceives things differently based on the knowledge they contain or they have. Then we have environment. Knowledge is not managed directly. And that's where we understand normally the problem when it comes to knowledge management system is that knowledge is coming from different directions. Culture is a critical to effectiveness of KM, knowledge management. So the organizations where they're facing challenges, where they are facing problems when it comes to the knowledge management, that there is no culture which supports. Everybody want to do their day-to-day jobs. They're not focusing, or they are not trying to see whether an activity happened in the past and how it went. That's why in our day-to-day life or in our business, we meet similar problems every time. The reason being, we did not manage our knowledge. We did not manage the past learned lessons. If we have a managed approach, by that, when it comes to a new project or product, we should refer to the old activities that was done to make sure that we don't have any challenges in the past for which we don't have solution. Our knowledge repository will provide us the solutions. It will help us to avoid rework or scrap work as well. We would like to have new challenges instead of dealing with the same challenges each and every day. And the last principle of the knowledge management system is iterative. KM should be phase incorporated learning and feedback cycle. What it meant by that is that we have to make sure we have incorporated the learning culture in our organization, and make sure then we are evaluating whether people capture the knowledge or no, what they have learned, and how they are utilizing the knowledge that you provided them through the trainings. It's not just you provide them the trainings and then you say that our team is trained and we are providing the trainings and we know that they will do their best. It never works like that. Whenever you provide a training, after that you have to do the evaluation of the training. Take the feedbacks. How effective was the training? How effective was the trainer itself? How effective was delivery of that training or knowledge that you shared with them? And based on that, next time you might change the way you provided them training. There is desktop trainings, there is workshops. So we take different approaches to make sure people learned. So these are basically 8 principles when it comes to the knowledge management system. And now we'll move towards the benefits of having knowledge management system in place. So we have highlighted few of the benefits. First one is surely that knowledge is important for each organization. Intentionally or unintentionally, we utilize the knowledge we learned in the past. What knowledge management system want us to do is to have a structured approach, to collect the knowledge in a structured way, then retain the knowledge, to make sure we have updated knowledge, and to make sure when it's needed and necessary, we are utilizing that knowledge. We are not just doing 1 or 2 things and then we are not following the next phase. It has to be a phased approach. So this is the first benefit of that. If you have a structured knowledge management system in place, it helps us in being a successful company. The countries, when it comes to countries or societies, they become successful societies if they learn from their past and come up with the new innovations, implement the new technological advancements which is coming day-to-day basis. So basically we are trying to do the benchmarking or adopt to the new technologies or things that are available. What we meant by that, we are trying to cope up with the new knowledge available in the market. Why companies go for the ERP solutions? Because it's an improved way of doing the things. Second benefit we have is organization knowledge is a key differentiator for effectiveness, increased collaboration and competitions. So if you have an effective knowledge management system in place, it will increase the collaboration and competition healthy competition or positive competition in the organization, your team will not feel negative. They'll not go on negative things when it comes to competition. They'll collaborate with each other to make sure they are sharing their knowledge with each other. It becomes a constraint. People don't like to collaborate or share their knowledge if you don't have a good culture. Another benefit we have is workforce attrition or turnover. It will not have a higher impact on the organization because knowledge that is gained from a single person, from a group of people, is properly learned, retained, and if somebody left the company, we will not have challenges. I believe every one of us knows how much challenges we face when a person left a company. What happens? We don't know how he was doing his job. And if we don't know how he is doing his job, that means we are not running an effective process in the organization. So knowledge is a basic element when it comes to the running your organizational or operational processes on day-to-day basis. Another benefit we have is access to knowledge. It will create an opportunity for each and every staff, if they have access to proper knowledge, that they can work on their professional or personal developments. Another important point or benefit nowadays, we are seeing that companies are multinationals. They have multi-office in different locations. So to put them in equal basis or similar operations worldwide, I would say the knowledge management system plays a vital role. It's a added benefit that we have from the knowledge management system, that throughout all your branches, you can run the operations based on standard policies. And those set of policies are basically retained knowledge for an organization. So this is an overview of ISO 30401, or not an overview, I would say, just like we're showing you some of the principles and some of the benefits. And main idea of whole of this session is to let you guys know that how important or how vital is when it comes to organization knowledge when we are implementing an effective quality management system. We've seen organizations struggle when it comes to the development of policies. The reason being, they don't have historical data related to their processes. That's where you will ask the third party, a consultant, to come, please help us, make us the SOPs. Why? If you're an old company and still you need the help of a consultant in defining your SOPs, I would say basic SOPs, it's a challenge for you that you don't have a proper knowledge management mechanism in place. So when we implement quality management system, we have to make sure that we have addressed properly the requirement of knowledge management system as well, because it will enable success when it comes to quality management system. So here I would like to say thank yous to our viewers on the YouTube, and YouTube, you can close it. And we'll be here listening